As we mentioned, and we had the speedometer up just for a second, we were clocking this SUV at about 96 miles per hour, but Larry Welk in Sky 5 says that it was difficult. It's difficult. They're going full throttle trying to keep up with this car and clocked him at 105 miles per hour. Perhaps he's going even faster than that if the Suburban can even handle, if that's what it is. At moments you saw the back of the SUV look like it was fishtailing a little bit. But we want to go back up to Larry Welk. He was trying to talk with LAX Tower as he's moving into that area. Larry?
That's right. I've gotten my clearance through the LAX airspace. It's a unique situation here on the 110 freeway. We've got to fly under the final approach for LAX, but we were able to get through. So it's tough to see right now because this is a part of the 110 that goes below the carpool lane. Holy moly, a firework just went off right in front of Sky 5. But anyway, as we make our way southbound on the 110 freeway, I'm going to get Colton Von Pertz to tell me how fast we're going by using that 107 miles per hour right now as we make our way southbound. We just crossed over, looks like Florence, and it looks like we're going to be coming up on Century here so quickly. But this SUV wanted for assault with a deadly weapon against a police officer. And in addition to assault with a deadly weapon, it was originally wanted for reckless driving. And now the suspect getting off the freeway, it appears. And that's going to complicate matters just a little bit. My hope is that the suspect might come eastbound, and that would really help us out with the air traffic. But we'll see what happens as the suspect gets off the freeway and still going southbound. Still going southbound. Did he get off the freeway?
Looks
okay,
as though he
did. Off the freeway. I'm going to have to get out ahead of this in order to get a picture of the car because of the nature of the airspace. Of course, we're trying to give the police department as much room as they need to work under this very difficult situation. But suspect now moving westbound and now turning southbound. Looks like that might be Figueroa. Indeed it is. Indeed it is Figueroa. And the suspect now driving extremely fast on these surface streets right now. And you can see there's quite a bit of traffic out here, considering that there has been a curfew in effect for many, many hours now. So we see that officers are now doing their best to keep up. About 6 police cars right now that are following this car through side streets. And it looks like it's it's on Florence now. So it exited the freeway at Florence and is now continuing. And it looks like eastbound Florence and passing 8th Street, but oh my goodness, I'm not even sure if that was a green light. This next intersection is going to be a green light and another firework right in front of Sky 5. Right through this intersection. Look how quickly that car is moving.
Oh my.
So suspects right now, we don't know how many people are in that car, but this is an extreme danger to the public. And again, that air unit in tracking mode, and there are LAPD black and whites that have actually backed out of the pursuit because it was simply too dangerous. It was getting to be too fast. But even though there is nobody following this car right now, he is 100 miles an hour on surface streets, and with his foot all the way to the floor on the pedal, he's got a green light, fresh green light coming up into this intersection right now. And this is just extremely dangerous. And we don't know if this is going to be a red light. We'll see what happens. Red light coming up to this intersection, and the suspect slows down. Southbound turn looks like it's going to be west of Imperial. What is it? Compton Avenue. Compton Avenue. Suspect now going southbound Compton. Nobody behind him. That's the interesting thing. Officers are at least a mile behind this suspect, and the suspect continues to go extremely fast as we make our way southbound on Compton Avenue. Another intersection. He's got making a right turn now. Oh, stopped in the intersection, getting out, and now several people get out of that car and they're running now. And we got the driver here. Hang on one second. Now we got LAPD now moving extremely fast, trying to get into the area where the suspect is running. He's running southbound, and he's coming right toward us, and he goes into a home. Suspect stops the car, runs about a half a block, and then down into the front yard of a home. And this will now become a perimeter. But I have to tell you, what a relief that the suspect stopped.
Yeah.
He was going so fast, we thought for sure that this was going to end in a terrible collision. But it's all over now. Suspects are contained into this house. And I'll throw it back to you in Hollywood.
Well, Larry, we're going to stay with us for a bit as we continue to track these suspects. They will not get away from a helicopter shot. Law enforcement is very, very close, as you indicated. We saw in the rear of your screenshot there
running through the alley.
A couple of officers there that were right on it. Bingo, there's another one. But we counted, Cher, at least 2 people that jumped out of that car and split off in different directions. But there's no way out for this suspect at this point.
Right. As Larry Welk mentioned, who's in Sky 5, they will create a perimeter. That's what you're seeing right now. There's one suspect who looks like he is complying and now laying on the ground as officers are instructing him to lay on his stomach, and now they are putting him in custody. That is one suspect that we know about. We know that there is another suspect that also foot bailed, and there could be more people that were in that SUV that was going some 100 miles per hour on surface streets through South LA after it exited on Florence from the 110 South. So remember, we had 2 helicopters from law enforcement over this, and now we've got several black and whites surrounding the area where they ditched the SUV and foot bailed.
Wow, that was not going to end well with them driving as fast as they were on a surface street in a vehicle like that in particular. You're just not able to stop, and you're not able to avoid colliding with something that might come out in front of you at 100 miles an hour on surface streets. Boy, the police were on